Hello there everyone and welcome to another video here with Hypnotherapy Training International, and today's topic is hypnotherapy skills for life change. So that's one of Dr. Butler's flagship course, and it's a thorough introduction into hypnotherapy, but he also gives you skills and things to work with your clients straight away. So Dr. Butler, tell us a little bit about this course, how it came about, where do you draw your practices from, your experience, your clinical teaching in that one. That would be great too. And then how we can apply it as well, and who is it suitable for?
Okay, Dan. Well, the Hypnotherapy Skills for Life Change is a very thorough course in itself, enabling you to deal with the vast majority of the problems that people come to a hypnotherapist in the initial stages, such as smoking and weight loss, and they want to improve their performance, reduce stress, maybe get rid of some bad habits and so on. And then often they realize hypnotherapy can do a lot more than that. It's a very deep form of psychological therapy, or a psychotherapy, if you wish, without being a conventional long-term talk therapy form of psychotherapy. So it's a very thorough course. It evolved over many years, and it does also, while we say it's a complete course in itself, and we've often called it professional hypnosis in the past. Anyway, it also gives you a very good grounding in the more advanced forms of hypnotherapy, as psychotherapy, so to speak, where it teaches you about uncovering problems to a certain level of that, giving you the psycho knowledge to be able to interpret what people are telling you through the interview, and as you go deeper into their mind. And remember, that material can come up in a session when you're doing relaxation or stress management or smoking cessation. A person may bring up material in a so-called abreaction, and there's nothing you can do about that except handle it well, and that's all you need to do. So knowledge about the mind, we start teaching that psychological knowledge in that first HSLC course, Hypnotherapy Skills for Life Change. And so you learn about motivation, you learn a little bit about the more advanced aspects of hypnotherapy, which is tapping into the very deeper levels of the subconscious, which in a further course, analytical hypnotherapy, or advanced analytical hypnotherapy, as we call it, you're learning very much about the power of the subconscious as expressed through archetypes, symbols, and so on. Now, at the HSLC level, the power of language is critical, and nonverbal communication. And we're going to teach you about semantics, syntax, the best construction of your suggestions and programming. And there are many rules and principles involved in that. Many attempts to hypnotize people that you see often on the internet, the language is very simplistic, and yet there's so much more to it that people should learn. You know, you have got the kind of so-called Ericksonian approach, which is often sold as indirect, but there are classical direct forms that are very powerful and very appropriate to use as well. And there's all kinds of other aspects of hypnotherapeutic language. And we need to understand about those at the very beginning, at least to a certain level. We teach about the neurology, the psychology of hypnosis, and not just a one model of hypnosis, a psychodynamic or a cognitive or cognitive behavioral, because there's many of them. And the experts in academia, they don't agree that there's one definition or one model of hypnosis and hypnotherapy. So we're going to teach you the very best knowledge that is appropriate to learn at that stage. You'll also learn a little bit about self-sabotaging at a deeper level, how people inhibit their processes of change. Now, you're going to learn self-hypnosis for your own development. We're very, very big on that in HTI. We're very keen that people learn self-hypnosis because that's very critical into how effective you're going to be controlling the situation if somebody has abreactions. It'll also be important for your ability to even get people into hypnosis. So we teach hypnosis for self-hypnosis, teaching others to be able to use self-hypnosis, which enables them to begin to get control of that incredible power of the subconscious mind we all possess, which through hypnotherapy and through no other methodology that I know of that can so deeply and reliably access that power of the mind. When you learn hypnotherapy properly, you can plumb deeper levels of the trance and of the mind. And you're going to learn about suggestion, which I've just touched upon, but there's so many aspects to that. then you're going to learn a lot more about the development and so-called deepening of the trance. And of course, everybody needs to know about waking hypnosis, apart from the trance hypnosis. So you learn hypnosis as a thorough level. As Dave Ellman said, not in little bits and pieces. You learn it deeply. And then you realize very quickly that hypnotherapy is not simply giving suggestions. Even Freud, 130 odd years ago, abandoned hypnosis from that point for the reason, as he said, that most of the changes were too superficial and short term. So we want long-term, deeper change. And the problem with the simple suggestion giving is it's only if the client is very motivated, has reached a certain level of readiness for change, that kind of suggestion giving is sufficient. Usually what will happen is over time, the old deep programs, often from childhood or other sensitizing parts or traumatizing parts of their lives, will come again up to the conscious level. And even if it's only below that, in the subconscious level, they'll find opposition and conflict to their progress. They sort of slide backwards. And sometimes that conflict is quite intense. So you need to be able to go further and deeper into the trance, into the suggestion giving, into all aspects of hypnotherapy. So we teach hypnosis and hypnotherapy at a profound level, teaching the work of Gil Boyne, Dave Ellman, for whom we are the sole publishers. We do an awful lot of demonstration, hands-on, supervised practice as well in the online classroom and in the physical classroom when we have venues available that are suitable for that. You get great learning materials and you get to really enjoy using hypnosis for yourself, which as long as you learn it properly and practice properly, it gives you a totally different control over your mind and therefore a totally different ability to direct your life in the way you want and away from your fear, self-doubt, and inner conflict. So I hope you'll come on this course, HSLC, to learn it for your own benefit and for the people that you would work with as clients and help them achieve profound therapeutic change. So thank you very much for listening and watching.